Advance Wars is a turn game developed for the Game Boy Advance by Intelligent Systems and published by Nintendo. It was released in North America on September 10, 2001. The game's release in Japan and Europe was delayed, supposedly due to the September 11 attacks in the United States. Although the game was released in Europe in January 2002, neither GBA title was released in Japan until the Game Boy Wars Advance 1+2 compilation in 2004. Advance Wars has been released for the Wii U Virtual Console simultaneously in Europe and North America on April 3, 2014. Advance Wars is the first game in the Advance Wars series of video games, followed by Advance Wars 2, Black Hole Rising, also for the Game Boy Advance, and then by Advance Wars, Dual Strike and Advance Wars, Days of Ruin for the Nintendo DS. These games form a sub-series of the Wars series set of games. At E3 2021, Nintendo announced that the original Advance Wars, alongside its sequel Black Hole Rising, will be remade and released together for the Nintendo Switch in another compilation titled Advance Wars 1+2, Reboot Camp. The game was not originally intended for release outside Japan, like the previous entries in the series, which were released in Japan only due to Nintendo feeling that Western consumers would not be interested in turn-based games because of their complex mechanics. In order to alleviate this, the developers made the mechanics of Advance Wars easy to understand, adding in an in-depth tutorial that did not require players to read the manual. Designer Kentaro Nishimura commented that the game's success shifted Nintendo's attitude over Western taste, and that same success is frequently credited as a driving force for Nintendo bringing another Intelligent Systems franchise, Fire Emblem, outside of Japan beginning with the 7th installment. The story takes place on a fictional continent, where two nations, Orange Star and Blue Moon, have been fighting each other for years. The conflict enters a new stage when an Orange Star commanding officer named Andy is accused of attacking the armies of two other nations, Yellow Comet and Green Earth, without reason, resulting in a worldwide war. The game was released to critical acclaim and has been listed among the greatest video games of all time. The objective in each mission is to defeat the enemy army. There are two ways to defeat an opponent: destroy every one of the opponent's units on the map, known as routing the enemy, or capture the opponent's headquarters. However, some maps have specific objectives, such as capturing a certain number of cities to claim victory or survive a set number of days. The available modes of play include Field Training, which offers tutorial missions, a campaign mode which carries the game's storyline, the War Room, which is a collection of maps on which the player strives for high scores, as well as multiplayer modes and a map design mode.